Hi, everybody. It's your girl, Priya Shukla from Priya Intuiting. I wanted to say thank you to those who attended our first mindful intuitive conversations session. It was a really lovely time that I was able to spend with some of you. For those of you that weren't able to make it, here's the recording as promised. Thank you so much for registering to receive the recording, regardless of whether you were able to make it or not. And I just wanted to put a disclaimer in before you watch the video. We're imperfect. We are still trying to figure out how to navigate this from a technological point of view. And so what you're going to see is a screen recording because we were having a few technical glitches on the day. Give us some grace as we try to figure out how we want to do this going forward. What we want to try and do is also feature the chat box. A good mistake, I think, in this entire process. By having that tech glitch, we realized we'd also like to feature the chat box, and we'll figure out how we can do that going forward. Enjoy. And please attend the next session or register for the recording and do it at your own pace. When I say do it at your own pace, you'll know after you watch the first session. We are trying to incorporate mindfulness tools into your life. I want to offer you the opportunity to experience it in your life.
Become very good friends online for the last year and a half, Priya?
Yeah,
Is
I
that it?
think so. Just over a year and a half. We're writing
And
buddies. If I ever talk about my
yeah,
writing buddy, it's Rani.
yeah, we're writing buddies. And, apart from the fact that we're good for each other when it comes to writing, I think we've had some great conversations. And that's why I'm here, because I always enjoy my conversations with Priya.
Same. Absolutely the same. Well, I'm unfortunately, Flo and Rani were able to get their comments in before anybody else. We are at 5 minutes past the hour, and I think we should start. And whoever comes in can always join in. And if they feel like they've missed out on anything, the recording will be available later. Um, so I just want to say welcome. Welcome to my first official mindfulness or mindful intuitive session. And I consider this just a mindful intuitive conversation with me, Priya. And for any of you that don't know me, I've been in the mindfulness space now for quite a few years. But I also have many other things that I do. As you may have noted, Rani and I are writing buddies. I have a day job that I actually love, but this is something that fulfills me deeply. And I just thought it was time to share this with everybody. So, what does today look like? Today, it's just going to be a little snippet of what a mindfulness routine, if you want to call it that, or mindfulness engagement would look like, what I incorporate in my life. So it's just a few things that I incorporate daily, but this can be things that we can expand on because there are so many tools out there. What is best for you? So Sahina's put it in the chat. We're going to do a little journal prompt, not a prompt, a guided meditation, as well as a gratitude and affirmation practice. And as I mentioned, we're going to try not to have too much discussion during the hour because I want us to be in that flow state. But I'd like you to experience that flow state. It's not really about what I want, it's about what I would like you to experience. And then after the top of the hour, if you feel like you can hang around, we can open our mics and have a lovely conversation about everything we've done, what our experiences with mindfulness is. And if you have to leave us, then this will be available as a recording later. So, Sahina, I just want to check. Are you able to record? So, Suhina is my niece, but she's also my tech. So, we have a few house rules to help us just maintain the flow and keep you engaged and experiencing the session. And Sina will drop it in the chat just in case you need to remind yourself. We'd really appreciate it if you stay muted throughout the session. And we will invite you to unmute yourself if if we feel like there's a compelling need to hear you during the session. You can, try and avoid speaking over others. If you can raise your hand before you speak, that would be wonderful. And we really value your input. So if you have thoughts and things you want to share throughout the hour, feel free to drop it in the chat. And we'll pick it up again when we're able to all discuss this. So these guidelines are just here to help us, enjoy the hour, stay respectful of each other, and just create this beautiful, engaging environment. So, a lot of you have known that I'm in a mindfulness space. I have these conversations with many of you again and again, and we've had some very deep conversations about change and what that means to us in our lives. How do we incorporate it in a way that is meaningful? And so, through this mindfulness journey, because there's so much in the space that is mindfulness jargon, I started developing something that I call intuitive guidance. And for me, intuitive guidance, or intuiting as I call it, is simply using mindfulness as a way to get in touch with yourself. What is the best way to walk in this world? And that is to actually use your own instinctive ideas of what life needs to be, and let that guide you. Because for too long, we've been taught to look outward for answers. Actually, we have all the answers we need. And with these tools, it just guides us in that direction and helps us strengthen that. So today, I'm going to give you a glimpse into how you can connect mindfulness with your intuition and how you can use that. It's just the tip of the iceberg. We're not going to do everything today. We're just going to do some of that. And to be honest with you, I used to feel quite overwhelmed. So when you first start on this journey, sometimes it's quite overwhelming. There's so much going around. There's so many people talking about it. How do you find your way? And the simplest way that I can tell you that has helped me has been to take all the tools, try all of them, but stay present with yourself in terms of what is working for me in this moment. Is it working? How is it working? And there's going to be mistakes along the way. That's okay. The mistakes are also part of the fun. Stay curious, stay open, and allow yourself to explore. So this approach, as I mentioned, of guidance, I call it that. And simply put, you'll hear me referring to intuiting quite often. That is what I call my practice of mindfulness. And this is what I call my practice in my coaching as well as in my group sessions. Intuiting. So welcome to Priya Intuiting. And as you go throughout the session, I'm going to remind you to breathe. So just as I just took a deep, powerful breath in, inhale, exhale. Feel that deep belly breath. Allow it to just help you stay present, stay grounded, stay within you, within your body right now. So, as I mentioned in my invite with the link, if you are a person that enjoys writing, now would be the time to take out your writing material, maybe your pen and paper, and I'm going to give you a writing prompt that Suhina will drop into the chat. Thanks, Suhina. And the writing prompt is: reflect on a recent moment when you felt truly present. What were you doing? How did it feel? Now think about one small change or mindful habit you'd like to introduce into your daily routine. Now, before we go straight into it, if you're ready, dive in right. I'm just going to speak to you a bit about what this is doing for you. So, on the daily, think about all the thoughts that are flowing through your mind from the time you get up to the time you go to bed. And sometimes they follow you into your dreams. Because there's so much going on in our mind, we don't quite get in touch with what we really want to do or what we want to achieve and how we want to achieve it because we're so inundated with messaging. What journaling does for us is it allows us to reflect on what is important. It allows us to have a conversation with ourselves and the universe and basically spend a time of focus, clarity, a little bit of curiosity, a little bit of fear, but a whole lot of trust. Because that's what we're doing for ourselves right now. We're learning how do we trust ourselves as we walk through this world. And that's what intuition is going to help you with. So, reflecting on a moment, what could this look like? For me, this could look like this morning, I slept quite late last night. So I set my alarm at a certain time this morning. And when I got up this morning, I was still feeling tired. So what did I do? I thought, let me give myself another 10 minutes, set the alarm again. And did I feel better about those 10 minutes? Yes, I did feel better after those 10 minutes. So I'm reflecting on that moment and I'm asking myself, so why did I need 10 minutes more? And why I needed 10 minutes more was because I slept later last night. And what did that do for me? It made me tired today. What can I do to avoid that kind of feeling in the morning? Sleep earlier. Is that going to happen tonight? Probably not. So you see how this works. If we're going to be honest with ourselves, we're not going to be nasty, we're not going to be harsh, we're going to be gentle and we're going to be truthful. And as we're gentle and truthful, we're going to find ourselves opening up the possibility of exploring more. So, what I'm going to do is give you 5 minutes to write down your thoughts. And after those 5 minutes, if you feel like you need more time, please take it, mute us or mute me if I'm getting in the way of your thoughts. I'm going to play a little bit of music for you while you have this quiet time with your thoughts. And if you have any questions, please drop it in the chat. If you have any comments, if you have any burning desire to share what's coming through, allow yourself to be vulnerable if you'd like and share it in the chat with us. So I'm going to put a timer for myself for the next 5 minutes. I know it's hard to believe, but that was 5 minutes of writing. And if you feel like you need a few more minutes, please go ahead and do so. Take the time. But I just want to share with you why journaling is such a beautiful practice. If you can't get pen to paper for now, I think what will be enough is if you just allow yourself the time to just focus on what that journal prompt is, what it's asking you to reflect on, and then possibly have that conversation with yourself. I'm going to repeat it. Reflect on a recent moment when you felt truly present. What were you doing? How did it feel? And now think about one small change or mindful habit you'd like to introduce into your daily routine. So, what can a present moment feel like? In the morning, when everybody else is still in bed, if you're making yourself your morning coffee, allowing yourself to take the aroma of those coffee beans or your instant coffee, watching the sunlight play through the clouds, watching it come through the curtains, playing around. You can see the sun's rays reflected on your blanket, on your couch, your sofa, on the floor. And how does it feel? Are you barefoot on the ground? Are you going outside and grounding yourself by just feeling the grass under your feet? Are you closing your eyes and raising your face up to the sun? How does it feel in your body? What feelings are coming up as you write these things, as you experience these moments? And if it feels so good, what are you going to do to incorporate one small change to bring back that feeling in your life again? Small practice. It'll probably take you less than a minute, and yet it's giving you so much already. So if any of you feel like you have something written and you want to share it, you're more than welcome to share it in the chat. Or what I will do for you is I will allow one person, if you unmute yourself right now, and if you feel like sharing, so whoever goes first can do it. And remember, we'll have a half hour after this entire hour to discuss this. So if any of you feel like you want to share, then please do so. Hi, Saj. Did you say you
Uh,
wanted to share?
it's Patricia.
Oh, hey, Prats.
How are you?
Great. How are
Lovely
you?
session. Okay, thanks. Yeah, so there's something that we've started, Sajana and myself, Samantha, and it is part of mindfulness. Every morning, we journal three things. We do three priorities that we want for the day. So we focus on making sure that we do those priorities, even though we have many other things that need to be done. But the three main priorities must be written, even if it's like on a Sunday, it's rest or relaxation or just being with family. That's a priority. So we add that. And then we add three gratitudes in our journal, and then three daily habits, whether it's drinking water, whether it's doing yoga, or whether it's even relaxation or meditation. So every single day,
Nice.
we do that. And in the evening or the next morning, we put in what was the win, what was the one daily win that we
Nice.
had for that day. So yeah, that is something that we've done. So like for today, I'm on day 85 that
Nice.
I've been doing this practice, and we've started, and it actually helps to focus your mind and realize that the day, we've achieved something, no matter how small it is.
Yeah, I love that. And you know what? You've added an element that's worked very well for me, and that is accountability, because you think you're getting somebody to help you continue doing something, but what you're actually doing is you're sharing people that you trust and allow yourself to be vulnerable with, disappointment because you haven't done something, but more encouraging, like, Is it okay? Did you have a bad day? You couldn't do this. That's fine. Let's find that one moment in the day that you could feel you're really good about, and let's just use that. So I love the idea of practicing the way Prats mentioned, as well as having people to share it with, because that makes it even more of a beautiful experience. So thanks for sharing that, Prats. And I see Rani's put something in the chat. I'm just going to read it out now. I'll give us a few more minutes before we move on to the next thing, which is meditation. We're going to do a lovely meditation practice. And Rani says, I truly feel myself. No, let me start again. I feel truly myself and present when I'm creating something, anything, when I crochet or cook or paint, and especially when I write. I tend to privilege the external duties I impose on myself, things I think I have to do for work, for the home, and for others, when I should really prioritize my present and the things I actually want to do for myself. Why do I do this? It has become second nature for me over the years. I'm generally a happy person. However, I think if I took the time, any time, and then she's left it unfinished. But I think that is what's beautiful about that, Rani. Thank you so much for sharing that. That was deeply vulnerable. Um, Leaving it open ended like that, whether it was intentional or not, I think is beautiful because it allows you to consistently and continuously complete that into whatever it looks like today, tomorrow. You can actually say that to yourself. However, I think if I took the time, anytime, even 15 minutes really every day to do something creative, I would feel happier than I am now. And I smile at the 15 minutes because that is how Rani and I developed a practice. 15 minutes of writing every single morning. And before you know it, we had many pages worth of writing, just 15 minutes every morning. And it's given both of us so much joy. So thanks for adding that. Thanks for sharing your vulnerability. And same with Prats about your practice. Um, it's really that simple. This exercise, look at what it brings out for you. Look at how it reminds you of the things that give you joy. And we don't have to earn that joy. It's a gift we can give ourselves without anybody telling us, okay, you've done all of these things for the day. You've cooked the food, you've cleaned the house, you've washed the clothes, you've gone to the office and done whatever you need to do. You've raised your children. Now you deserve a break. No, you can take a break. You can be joyful. You just because you exist, you matter. And because you matter, you deserve every moment of joy you give to yourself. So, if there's one thing I can say to you after writing this journal prompt and after spending this time with us today, allow yourself, even if it's just a minute of joy a day, just allow yourself that and allow that to expand as the days go on. So, thank you for that. I think that was beautiful. For whoever shared, remember, if you stay with us after the top of the hour, we can have a full-on discussion about it. And next, I'm going to do a 4-minute meditation with you. This is just over 4 minutes. Now, I'm going to speak to you, and you're going to do whatever you want to, however you want to practice this. I think to make it a little bit more focused, I will put my camera off. I don't want to distract you if you are not closing your eyes and if you're keeping a soft gaze. I'll put my camera off, but I will keep my mic open as I speak to you about through this meditation. So if you want to get yourself comfortable, let's take a sip of water or whatever your beverage of choice is. No judgment. We don't know what you're doing. That's okay. So you take your sip of water. In my case, make sure that my allergies are in check. And we take a deep breath again. I'm reminding you to breathe through this entire time. And we're going to go into the meditation. So, if you've been here from the beginning, if you joined halfway through or sometime through, welcome. If you can find a comfortable seat and allow your body to just relax where you are, And if you can't feel yourself relaxing right now, don't worry, we'll get you there slowly. So, finding a comfortable seat, allow your body to relax. And if it feels right, close your eyes. And if you feel like you want to keep your eyes open, you have a beautiful view that you want to incorporate into this meditation, then soften your gaze. You don't have to focus on it too much. Just allow it to be part of you. And let's take a deep breath in. And exhale slowly, releasing any tension. Allow yourself to simply be in this moment. Now bring your awareness gently to your breath. Just notice that natural rhythm of your breath, this beautiful process of life flowing through us. Breathing in, breathing out. And just imagine each breath is a gentle wave washing over you, calming, renewing, and grounding you. And if you find your thoughts wandering, that's okay. Simply acknowledge them, thank them, and then let your focus return to the sound and feel of your breath. Gentle breathing. Feel it throughout your body. Just breathe. And now I invite you to shift your attention to your body. Starting at the top of your head, slowly scan downward. Slowly. You're going through your face, your eyes, your nose, your mouth. If you're feeling any tension, relax your face. Use your breath to guide you. As you notice any areas of tension or tightness, just observe without judgment and allow yourself to relax. Breathe. Breathing deeply in and out. And as you exhale, imagine releasing that tension, letting your body relax deeper. Feel the gentle weight of your body grounded in this moment. Feel how it connects to the surface that you're sitting on or lying on. The gentleness of how it holds your body up. The beauty of that synchronicity. And as you notice this, bring your mind to one thing that you are grateful for today. Anything that brings a small smile to your face and that you feel in your heart. Allow that feeling of gratitude to fill you up, warming you from within. Such a beautiful, gentle warmth spreading throughout your body from head to toe. Those gentle waves of warmth and light and that gratitude Now think of one simple intention you wish to carry into the rest of your day. It might be kindness. Kindness to yourself, remember? Because you're always kind to everybody else. How about being kind to you? Clarity, maybe? Or simply being present, being one with yourself, holding the hand of a loved one, being present in that moment, or simply standing outside, enjoying the sun, or enjoying the breeze, or the shade. Now hold that intention softly in your mind as you breathe slowly in and out, in and out. Take one more deep, nourishing breath in. Feel it as it expands through your chest, through your belly, and then exhale completely, slowly, embracing the calm you've cultivated. Even embrace yourself if you feel like that makes you feel better. And when you're ready, only when you're ready, gently wiggle your fingers and toes. Carry on breathing. However you feel helps you stay in that calm, beautiful state. And if you want, you can slowly open your eyes. And if you've had your eyes open with that softened gaze, you can gently allow your gaze to focus on something, gently. And carry the sense of ease and gratitude with you as you continue your day. Thank you for spending this beautiful moment with me and allowing me to be part of your experience in this moment, in this little moment in your life. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. I know I was the one speaking through that, but it felt wonderful. I hope it felt wonderful for you too. And that is what meditation does for us. It allows us to move from a heightened, anxious state into a calmer, more relaxed, more loving, generous space. And if we allow ourselves this, even if it's for 1 minute a day, imagine how much kinder, how much gentler we could feel every day, just for 1 minute. Or that was just over 5 minutes. I know I was supposed to be 4 minutes, but I couldn't help myself. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'm so glad. I see the hearts. I see the comment. Thanks, Josh. And if you feel like sharing in the chat, please do so. Just remember, meditation is not just this magical feeling of transformation. It is actually brain science. You're actually training your brain to deal differently with the things that are constantly bombarding you every day. And I know how that feels. So be kind to yourself. Remember that part of the meditation. Before you're kind to everybody around you, be kind to yourself first. You deserve it. Nobody else needs to validate that. You deserve it. Okay. And flowing from there, we go into, I think we stay in gratitude, because that meditation felt very much like the warm hug of gratitude, embracing gratitude. And what does that look like? So, gratitude, I know a lot of us have heard this, but have we actually felt it? Have we allowed ourselves to feel it? And you probably have, you just weren't present or paying attention. It's a superpower. It really is. Changing a simple list of words and adding the word gratitude in there, it does allow your brain to focus on something different, to shift focus. And it kind of brings this wonderful sensation within you. And you start paying attention to something different. You start looking for gratitude in smaller things, in smaller moments. And before you know it, the bigger things come into play. You're noticing the bigger things. So I've said this analogy quite often. It's not mine. I borrowed it from wherever I've heard it. But the analogy of a plane. So if you set an intention, as we mentioned in the meditation, if you set a target for yourself, so a plane has a set destination that it has to go to. We always know what the flight plan is, what time the plane leaves, what time the plane's going to land. If for some reason the plane decides to change the trajectory by 1 degree, half a degree, a quarter of a degree, that plane's going to land in a different destination. And it's going to cause a lot of upheaval for us, especially if we weren't intending to go to Timbuktu. So, I mean, who knows? Timbuktu might be very nice, but that wasn't part of the plan. And so, in the same way, we try to set intentions for ourselves. Those intentions are guides for us. They're guides for where we want to go and what we want to do and how we want to do it. Just by simply setting the intention, we're setting a guide for ourselves not to be held by the constraints of that intention, but just to have a guide in mind that this is where I'm heading to. This is where I want to end up. And so, what we start doing is if we add the practice of meditation to help us find that clarity and that focus and that calmness as we focus on that. So, we're setting the intention in our journaling. We're allowing ourselves a calm, embracing presence while we're setting that intention and to further it along. And then we're also developing gratitude for it. That I am so grateful that I have the clarity of this intention. And we're going to go that way. If for some reason we veer off that path, it takes us in a different direction, it takes us somewhere else. It may be what we need, but it may also be something that we use to disappoint ourselves again and again. And we become so hard on ourselves. The self-talk, the things we do to ourselves, and it's completely unnecessary. So the way we find our path is in these practices. These practices just allow us to ground ourselves in who we are and what we want. So if we need some guidance, you're more than welcome to write a whole bunch of gratitudes. Let's do 3 today. Let's just start with 3. I will start with one that I've been doing that I absolutely love. I heard this affirmation from Matt Cook. It's a coach that I follow on Instagram who I absolutely love. And he has this beautiful affirmation that is, every day, in every way, only good things come my way. Isn't that beautiful? And it's so simple. And so what I did was, because I love that feeling that I get when I use gratitude. I added gratitude to it. So what I say to myself is, I am grateful that every day, in every way, only good things come my way. You see how simple that is? You just start with that affirmation. I am safe. I am fine. Life is beautiful. I feel the good that surrounds me. So you just allow yourself to let the affirmation come through you based on what you're feeling in this moment. And add a gratitude to that. And what does it look like? I am so grateful that I'm okay, that I'm safe, that I am fine in this moment. And that's what we're trying to do. We're present in this moment. So if you want to try your hand at it and drop it in the chat, please feel free to do so. Simple, I trust my inner voice. I honor my journey. No matter what your journey is, it's your journey and it's what you're experiencing right now. And the beautiful thing about journeys are that we are the ones that are deciding and navigating it. Sometimes it seems impossible, like we can't change things that are happening in our lives. And that's okay. Let's accept that for now. But let's also start understanding, what is it that I really want? What is it that I need right now? And before you know it, just focusing on what you want and need will allow you to find the possibilities to make the changes that you need in your life right now. Small, it starts very small. I see that. Thanks, Pavna. That is a beautiful affirmation by Matt Cook. I would encourage you all to follow him on Instagram. He has some beautiful things to share. And Flo's affirmation, I love and approve of myself. Ah, that is beautiful. That's a old one and a good one. And it sounds simple, and yet we sometimes struggle with that, isn't it? So, how would we turn that into a gratitude? What does that look like as a gratitude? I love and approve of myself. And Flo, I'm inviting you to convert that into a gratitude. If you want to, you can unmute yourself and just let me know what that sounds like. Candice is saying in the chat, I am at ease in this moment. I am grateful to be at ease in this moment. Nice. And remember, how does it make you feel when you say that? How does it make you feel when you add the gratitude to it? If it doesn't feel right, keep on playing around with it. Keep on tweaking it, keep on panel beating it, play around with the words. It's actually quite a fun experience.
Okay, so how I am turning this right now into a gratitude affirmation is that I'm grateful that I love and approve of myself, or in the other way around, I love and approve of myself, and therefore I am grateful.
Ah,
Because it's one of the things that I'm working towards this year is just self love. And I'm grateful that I actually now have the guts to tell myself that I love myself. Because as you mentioned, it sounds very simple, but it could be very difficult to do. So yeah, I'm grateful that I'm able to love and approve of myself.
oh, that's beautiful. I can hear it. I can feel it as you say it out loud. Are you feeling it as you say it out loud?
Oh yes, 100%. It feels
Good.
amazing.
Good. Thanks, Flo. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, it's as simple as that. Nantlandla's mentioned, I am grateful that everything in life is happening for me, not to me. Ooh, that's a powerful one. Beautiful one. As we're living with the things we've been doing that possibly hurt and derail us from a life we don't want to escape from. We've been doing it for longer than we've been doing these things, these simple practices. And so the regularity, the consistency, and the constancy of these practices is what help us kind of detour from the things that we've done all our lives. Our brains are these amazingly complex things, but they hold on to what we know as opposed to what we don't know. And if you're new to this mindfulness, gratitude, meditative space, it's so new. So it's no wonder you're going to go back to the things you know, even if it makes you sad, even if it makes you unhappy. It's because it's what you know, it's security. So allow yourself to give yourself grace for not being able to keep this practice. It is a practice. It's a practice to develop it into a habit, to develop it into something that's a gift you give to yourself. So please always, 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 if you can add another affirmation in there for yourself every day, because this is a work in progress. It's also every day I forgive myself for the mistakes I make. Every day I forgive myself for how hard it is to love myself. Every day I give myself grace because I am on this journey of recovery, recharging, and refinding who I really am. So allow that forgiveness to become part of your affirmations or your prayer, if you want to call it that, because a lot of people find this disconnection between affirmations and gratitude and spirituality, religion and prayer. And I say, why do you need to separate it? Because I mean, who are we speaking to? We're speaking to ourselves. We're speaking to the universe. And if you believe in that, you're speaking to a higher power. And that is the energy we're connecting ourselves to. So when you're speaking this into the universe, you're speaking it to your higher power. If you want to add the name of a higher power in there, do that. If that makes you feel better about yourself and your practice, don't allow it to separate you from being a better you. This is hard, I'm not going to lie, but it's so worth it. So enough about that. Oh, Suhina, you've added, I'm truly grateful. Oh, Sajana, sorry. I know you guys are not interchangeable. Forgive me. Um, I'm truly grateful to have rediscovered my love for drawing. Oh, yes, Saj. I'm so glad that you have as well because you're so good at it. But I know how hard it can be to do the things that we're good at. If we feel like we need to earn that time or we need to earn that space. But yeah, as Rani and I have discovered, we don't. We can give that to ourselves freely. So beautiful, beautiful. Okay, can you believe we've already gone to 53 minutes past the hour? And so, what does all of this look like in our daily life? How do we now take this into our daily life? And I want to give you a chance to visualize this in your particular life, because that is where the problem comes in. We do it as an exercise on a Sunday morning with somebody named Priya, who talks about these things called mindfulness, gratitude, and intuiting. But how do I incorporate into my life as, say, Usha or Candice or Flora, Rani? Sorry, I can't mention all your names. But I would invite you in this moment to close your eyes. I'm going to try and help you find a visualization of what this can look like in your life. So imagine you're going to bed. Whatever your day has been like, you're going to put that to bed with you. But I would invite you to just write a few things, just a little thing on the side of your bed, a little note to yourself that you look at as soon as you get up. Or maybe you want to put it in on your phone, because maybe your phone's the first thing you pick up in the morning. And if you are getting up with an alarm, or if you feel like the first thing you're going to look like at is your calendar or your notes, whatever it is, give yourself a note. I ended my day yesterday. This is the one thing I'm grateful for. This is the one thing that happened that made me so happy. And what happens is when we go to bed, we're basically resetting. Our brain has to go through so many things of letting go. Our body needs to let go. It needs to recharge, rejuvenate, and we reset for the next day. However, when we get up, we start coming awake to all of the problems that we have for the rest of the day, the rest of the week. So instead of that, let's turn to that gratitude we ended our night with. Let's put a smile on our face and be grateful for that. Feel that gratitude. It can be something as simple as, if you haven't done it the night before, the first thing in the morning when you get up and you're going to the bathroom, it can be that. I am so grateful that I can go to the bathroom first thing in the morning. It's a simple thing. You're brushing your teeth, you're looking at yourself in the mirror. Your hair's a mess. That's okay. That's not what this is about. And you're smiling at yourself. You're looking into your eyes. Sometimes Mel Robbins does the high five. So you can give yourself a high five in the mirror. You can say to yourself, I love you so deeply. I am flawed. I am imperfect. I have no idea what I'm doing sometimes, but I love me. I love you. And I love everything you do for me. And allow that feeling to come over you. So that's your gratitude practice in the morning. You can say the same gratitude every day until you start feeling like you're making some movement with it, or change it up every day. Or you can say this new gratitude that somebody mentioned in this crazy mindfulness session you went into. I am grateful that every day, in every way, only good things come my way. And if you love Louise Hayes or Abraham Hicks, you may add, and so, and it is so, or and it is done at the end of that. And so then you are getting yourself ready for work. You've got your breakfast going, you've got your lunches going. You want to add a note in there, or you want to take your cup of coffee, go sit quietly in a corner, and just allow yourself to close your eyes and meditate. Whether you listen to a guided meditation for 1 minute, there are 1 minute meditations out there. I'm happy to provide them to you if you want in my beautiful voice. Or just allow yourself to plan that, okay, when I get into the car, I'm going to leave 10 minutes earlier and I'm going to sit in the car and do a 1 minute meditation before I go. Because that 1 minute meditation may end up giving you 5 minutes of peace. And so you need that 10 minutes to kind of just gather yourself and go. You're sitting in the car park at work before you go up into the office. You want to give yourself a minute to just meditate. And if you want to meditate and you don't want to listen to anything, go back to your gratitude. What is that one thing you need today? I'm so grateful that I have the life I have. I'm so grateful I have the love I have. I'm so grateful I have the support that I have. And if none of those things are coming to mind, I am grateful that I support myself in everything that I do. I am so grateful that I give myself the love I need. I'm so grateful that I have the strength to do what I'm doing today. Keep it simple, keep it specific to you. And then in your lunch break, I'm not telling you to take a walk around the block in Durban in summer. That is impossible. South Africa, summer, yeah, almost impossible. Just, sit at your desk, put a note on your computer saying that do not disturb for 5 minutes or 1 minute. So enjoy gratitude being showered upon you. I am so grateful that this was a beautiful day. I needed to feel that calmness, that warm embrace, and the love that I'm bringing to myself and in my life. And then when you're putting your head on the pillow, your eyes closed as you're falling into sleep, or if you're struggling to fall asleep, you can speak to yourself about the things you're grateful for. Even speak about the things that didn't go well, and you forgive yourself for them. I forgive myself for being harsh to myself, for making this mistake, for taking this action. I give myself grace because I am a human being. I don't know what to do every single minute of the day. I am not perfect. I am not the universe. I am not the higher power. I am me. I am part of the universe. I'm plugged in. I won't know what to do every minute of every day, but what I do is enough. So I hope that helped you have an idea of how you can incorporate some of these things into your day and how you can enjoy what is called mindfulness practices into your day. And interestingly enough, that has taken us to the top of the hour. So I hope that that was a beautiful hour for you, as beautiful as it was for me, because when I get to share this with you, I get to do this for myself as well. I get to remind myself why this is so important to me, and hopefully why this is so important to all of you. So I want to end with a collective affirmation. If you want to say it to yourself, say it to yourself. Now we're going to unmute and have a chat. So if you all want to unmute and say an affirmation or the same one, I am in tune with my inner wisdom and I am open to growth. I am in tune with my inner wisdom and I am open to growth. I dropped it in the chat. So thank you so much for joining me in this session in this flow state that I call intuiting. And I'm looking forward to enjoying more sessions with you. We will talk about different things, different topics, different things that follow us in our lives. And let's just see how we incorporate these mindfulness practices into that and change our lives one step at a time. So thanks for joining us. We'll continue recording. If you have to leave us, I completely understand. And I let you go with love and gratitude. But now it's free for all. You can unmute, you can chat, and if you wanted to, if you had any questions, but yeah, please do what Laura just did. She put her hand up. And if I don't see anybody's hand up, Suhina, please guide me, just in case I don't see it. I think it was Laura that put her hand up first. So I guess.
That was an accident. I wanted to send an emoji. Sorry.
Okay, no pressure, no pressure. Thanks, Lara. Oh, Vimla, Vimi. This is my Vimi Mosi. Hi, Vimi.
Hi, darling. Mine was not an accident. I actually do want to share something. Earlier, when you said, think of a moment where you were present, the thing that concerned me was I could not think of one moment in the week where I truly felt present. But towards the end of the session, what I want to say to you is that, um, you know, my entire life, I've been schooled that you pray. I think we all are schooled that we pray in the morning before we leave. And strangely enough, this week I decided that, I've heard someone say when you stand before God, you don't need to go a verse and chapter. As you put your hand together, God knows exactly what's in your mind. Which is true, but nonetheless, I do go verse and chapter, and I have a hierarchy of may I have this, can you help me with that, and whatever. And this week, I decided that one day in that entire week of praying, I'm just going to say thank you. Nothing else. I'm not going to ask for anything. I'm not going to complain or cry or moan about something. I'm just going to say thank you.
Oh,
So
my.
when I walk in the mornings, I agree with you. I find that my best time, I'm very in tune with my head, and I say to myself, I am happy, I am healthy, I am peaceful. Uh, and I try to be peaceful throughout the day. I'm not always successful. I'm sometimes very unpeaceful and get worked up with people
Yeah.
and things like that. But 100%, I decided for myself that on a Wednesday, when I pray, all I'm going to say is thank you. This week I've started by saying thank you for the people that you have granted me. Thank you for the clothes that I have. Thank you for the roof over my head. Thank you for the food that I ate last night,
Mm. Oh,
and
that's
nothing else. Yeah.
that's so beautiful. And how does that make you feel when you say that?
Well, to begin with, throughout your session, I've been trying to in my head figure out when did I feel present. And in that moment of saying thank you when I was praying, I did feel present. I felt like, you know what, uh, I, I, for me, the glass is always half full. It's never half empty.
Okay.
And no doubt what you've been saying is absolutely 100% correct. We all have flaws, weaknesses. We all have issues that that sort of bring us down. But
Mhm.
for me, it's always half full. The fact that you get up in the morning and you can stand up straight on your own, and as you say, the most you know common basic denominator, that you can take yourself to the bathroom and you can do what you have to do for yourself.
Mm.
That's where I feel I have to start being grateful for, because there's so many of us, and it's not age related. There are people that are your age, my age, older than us, younger than us, that can't do that very basic thing, that I think becomes the most difficult thing when that realization hits you that, hey, I can't brush my teeth anymore, or I can't sit myself down on a toilet seat and lift myself up. which is something we all do without thinking about it. It's just part of your routine. But for
Mm.
someone who can't do it, it must be the most difficult thing under the sun, particularly when your brain is intact and when you can realize that, hey, I can't do this, someone has to do it for me.
Mm.
So for me, I as I'm saying, darling, when I stood there and I said, thank you for all the people that you have given to me, and that included your mother, and because I'm grateful for her. I'm grateful for the fact that being my eldest sister, she's my mother in so many ways. Nani is not here, but she is here.
Yeah.
Mani is not here, but Anita Mami is here. And those were the things that I was grateful for. That in that moment, I was standing there and thinking, you've given me all these people. And you did it so generously. You handpicked all these people for whom I am so important.
Yeah.
And I need to be grateful for the fact that they prioritize me in their lives. Over and above how I feel about them, they make me important in their lives. And that is what I was grateful for in that moment.
Great. No, I love that. I'm so glad that you were able to find that. And yeah, it's sometimes hard to, when we have those prompts.
And please, 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 can we continue? Yeah?
We shall
No,
try.
I don't mean today. I mean in weeks to come.
Yeah, we shall try. We shall try. Thank you. I
Okay.
appreciate that. Flo, I see you want to say something.
Yes, I just wanted to share my reflecting of the recent moment that I felt really present. And I resonate so much with V because I find it very difficult, excuse me, to be present in the moment. Even when I'm doing my meditation, sorry,
Are you
I find
okay?
myself
In a
thinking
minute?
about everything at all. It's just
Yeah.
a little film that I had. I find myself
Sure.
thinking about everything under the sun, and the most weird visions come to my mind. And the more I tell myself that I need to focus, the more I tell myself that I need to stop thinking. That's obviously when the thoughts just, flood, the floodgates open. And it took me quite some time to actually find that moment where I was truly present. But within the digging, I actually did find a moment, and a few came up after that as well. And I think the fact that we tend to just focus on what we don't have makes realizing what we do have a little bit more difficult, because once I picked up this moment that I have actually been present, then the ball started rolling, and I started realizing that, oh, even when I am doing the hiking, there are moments where I'm present in the moment, and I can actually look around and just be like, wow, I'm out here, I'm on a mountain, and this feels so beautiful. So just to mention what it is that I had. So what I was doing is that I was doing a meditation during the afternoon, just an afternoon heal your life meditation, and I quieted down for a few minutes. I actually found myself just being in the present moment while I was meditating. My eyes were closed, and all I could see were those, I don't know what they're called really, but the funky colors and the funky patterns that
Mm.
you see in your eyes when you're focused. Now you're not thinking anymore. Now it's just being in the moment. And I saw that, all those colors, and just going deep. And that felt really amazing. How did it feel? It felt amazing. It felt like I can do this, because it's always been, oh, I can't stop my mind from thinking. But actually, even though it was, I'm not sure how many minutes it was. It could have been seconds or minutes, because I wasn't really timing how I felt
Mm.
the time that I felt this. But it felt really great knowing that I can quiet down, I can be in the present, and I can be in the moment of that meditation. So
Mm.
I was very grateful that throughout that 20-minute session, even if it was 5 minutes, that I managed to be present. It meant a lot for me. And um, also to share in terms of a small change that I will introduce to my daily routine is just doing that morning meditation every morning before getting out of bed, starting off with that, and
Mm.
before the day starts and all the wildness starts. What I've been incorporating is obviously some gratitude before I get up as well. in terms of being thankful for the bed that I slept in, being thankful for a beautiful day that I'm about to have. But I think I'm going to incorporate now just that small little meditation to try to have that 5 minutes or 2 minutes or even that 1 minute of just being mindful and not having any thoughts running through my mind. And yeah, that's my share for today. Thank you so much for the session. Really, really appreciate it. It's been great.
Thank you so much, Flo. Yeah, I just, I just want to speak to that we're all on we're all on different paths, yet we are on the same path. I know it sounds so contradictory, yet true. We are doing so much to have a better life. For a lot of the time, we try to have that better life for the ones around us, and we don't think of ourselves in that equation. So the difference we don't realize until we actually start going on this journey and incorporating these practices is that we're the one that actually decides how how that happens, in terms of how can those around me have a better life. It starts with us in our lives. If we do not take care of the lives we have and ensure that we want what we want and need what we need, and to pay attention to that first, then everything else around us is always going to feel like a struggle, because we're starting off with the less capacity than we have. So see to ourselves and our needs first. It's the oxygen mask analogy, and then you have the capacity for everybody else. I promise you won't go wrong with that. Yeah, thanks, Suhina. So I think I saw Sajana's hand go up. I think it's got an order here for me. So Sajana, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, so I just wanted to say I also had a similar experience. So I can't find one moment where I felt present. And then, yeah, and then during the meditation, I felt more relaxed. And then, like, just sort of popped in my head where I did find a moment. And I've been going on my daily morning walks. And yeah, so I feel present when I go on my morning walks because it's like fresh air in the morning and it's like completely quiet. And I usually listen to music through when doing my workouts, but I don't when I go on my walks. So yeah, and then it's just so quiet and I feel present and I don't really have a lot on my mind. And I think that's why I feel so present.
That's
So
good.
yeah,
That's
and
good.
then it just made me realize you just gotta keep your mind still in order to think of something,
Yeah.
or like, yeah.
If you can, because I think I just also want to remind us, we all think that we've got to get our minds still and focused before we can do something or find the next thing or move forward or anything, and it's really not necessary. That's the thing that hampered my start to meditation and mindfulness and everything. I just felt like I wasn't doing it right. I couldn't get my mind still. I couldn't get myself to latch onto one thing. And as I've incorporated the practice into my life, I've realized that the distraction is also a part of the meditative experience. I'm going through something. I'm suffering through something. I need to give myself grace and allow that distraction to just be. And because I'm trying so hard to avoid it and not focus on it, that's where my attention goes. So if we just allow it to be what it is, not try to change it, not try to move it, just allow it to be what it is, and then just take a deep breath and then focus on the breath. Just keep on, no matter how many times you have to move, no matter how many times you have to do that. That is what that experience is. So whether it's through meditation or whether it's while you're taking your walk and you want to just focus on nature, then you can look at it, literally say tree, sky, clouds, ground, grass, until you don't feel the need to have to say that to keep your mind engaged in everything. So thanks, Sach. Thanks for sharing that. Rani, did you want to share as well?
Yeah, Priya, I need to show you something. I'm not going to say it, but all
Okay.
of this meditation here. Can you see this?
No,
Wait,
your camera's off.
wait. There. This is
Oh,
what this session did
what?
during this session.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Yeah. Rani's
you talk
an
about
artist,
being in the
artist.
present and being meditative.
Yes.
For me, meditation is not getting all the thoughts out. It's like my mind's always, you know this, my mind's this
Yes.
constant chatter, right? And I can't silence it. So what do? I can channel it. I can do something
Yes.
like while I listen to Priya, and this is what happens, right? And it's not
Beautiful.
like I planned to do this. I just took a piece of paper,
Yes.
and this is what comes out, you know.
Yeah.
So that's
That can be
mindfulness.
it. Thank you so much for showing that to us. That was so beautiful. And I'm just so glad
Yeah,
that you're doing it. I know you have been so busy. So the fact that you took the time to do
yeah,
that in
today.
that session,
Yes,
beautiful.
thank you,
Beautiful.
thank you. You woke me up again. Yeah.
Yeah, but thanks for that reminder. Rani and I have spoken about this, and I've spoken to so many people about the fact that meditation doesn't have to be you sitting still and doing that, I don't know, the thing we imagine these great rishis and sages sitting and doing that meditation. It doesn't have to be that. It can be what Rani just showed us, and that too takes you into a flow state. It is so good for your brain.
Sorry, doodling. I mean, this is what it started as a
Exactly,
doodle,
it's doodling.
and this
Yes.
is what it was. It's doodling.
Yeah. So all of you, we're not all budding artists like Rani and Sajina and whoever else is an artist in here. Some of us just want to just doodle. I'm terrible at doodling, but I'm really good at writing. So some of my best writing comes out even in a meditative state. So thank you for sharing that. I'm just so thrilled. So I hope it's given you an idea, others, that you can
What
do
you
that.
make me do, Priya, every time. You just
I know every time we get together, the things that come out of our, sessions, the energy from there is just amazing. Yes, Rani, thank you.
yeah.
I don't know if anybody else wanted to share or say anything. There's such beautiful comments in the chat, which are lovely. I don't know if you don't have anything further to say, then I'm happy to end the session. I want to do more of these. If they incorporate it into their lives in some way, wonderful. Like Rani's doing it differently from Flow or me. So you can do it differently too. Bring coloring book the next time. Bring a piece of paper and just if you doodle, allow yourself to. If you have not allowed yourself to go into any kind of creative space since you left childhood behind, allow yourself to find that again because all of us have an element of creativity in us. It's not possible to not be creative, whether you're creative in cooking, you're creative in sewing, you're creative in whatever way. It will come out in some way. Just remember, when we have engineers and doctors that come out with these great innovations in whether it's in cars, planes, in a surgical technique, that is creativity. If they just stuck to the technical things they've all learned, where did it start? Somebody started that somewhere. And it needed an element of creativity to think differently. So don't think it's a childish endeavor. I love my coloring books and my drawing, which is terrible, but I enjoy it anyway. And my writing. So I'm just so grateful and allowing that to be. So thank you once again for sharing, everybody. It's just been lovely spending some time with you. Hey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that session. If it's the first time you're watching it, if you did not attend the session, I hope it was something that you could take into your life.